no, look at that old couple. Gotta take them. Damn, that felt bad. Shit, that fucking thing worse. Look at this shit. Oh, that's so bad for the old couple over there. I don't know. I don't think they can have in time, but no need. Oh, yeah.
That's fucked up.
Auntie, you need help.
Yes, I did help.
You know, I just came up with a bright idea, like I'm some type of genius or something, but what if, just hear me out. I know this may sound really far out there, this may sound absolutely insane, but I assure you, this is a golden idea. Maybe instead of law enforcement blocking the roads as people died in the fires in Maui, maybe instead of blocking the roads, they could have rode around and saved the lives of old people who were very obviously about to die. Old people walking around the town, some not even walking, some rolling in wheelchairs, some walking with their canes along the side of the road, trying to escape, but obviously they're not in the condition to escape. Obviously, they can't move fast enough to get away. So what if, just what if, law enforcement, instead of blocking people from escaping and basically forcing them to die, law enforcement could have rode around and saved some of these old people so regular people wouldn't have to do so. Wouldn't that be crazy? I know it sounds far out there, but wouldn't that have been helpful? You know? You have the police here for a reason, to help, not to block people from evacuating a freaking fire. But, you know, maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just putting too much thought into it. I'm sure there is a great reason as to why law enforcement was instructed to force these people to stay within the fire. I'm sure there's a great reason behind it, right? But you want to know what's even more frustrating? We have all of these videos. We have all of these social media posts. We have all of these first-hand accounts from people on the ground. Everyone, and I mean everyone out there, is saying the same thing, that they were blocked from escaping. Yet law enforcement and the police chief that just so happens to be tied directly to that Mandalay Bay incident in Las Vegas from a few years back, he's claiming that, oh, we weren't really stopping people. We weren't blocking anyone. There wasn't no roadblocks. It's on video, bro. It's on video. Everyone in the freaking area is talking about it. The word has already spread around the entire world. And now the police chief is trying to deny that they were doing this. Which in my eyes makes things look much worse. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. But first, let's go ahead and roll this clip, shall we?
Street leading down to Honoapi'ilani Highway, which runs south to north as the primary exit northbound from Lahaina town. Keawe Street also leads to the bypass. The bypass, we know, was closed at 3:30 p.m. on August the 8th as firefighters battled the brush fire. I had a chance to ask the chief of police about the road closure which occurred here when downed power lines shut down Honoapi'ilani Highway northbound. Witnesses tell me traffic was directed down Keawe Street and into the mall behind me, the Cannery. The only exit on the other side of the Cannery is Front Street.
All of the people that I saw were directed to go left and into the Cannery parking lot. there really wasn't a way past the next light without going into the cannery parking lot. It was blocked, but once they got into the cannery parking lot, pretty much everyone ended up going out the exit back or in front of Safeway, and that put them on Front Street. They were just part of the traffic jam.
We want to get people out. And so let me answer it like this. There is going to be a very detailed long after action. It might be the longest after action that's ever been. Every data point is going to be scrubbed and looked at and meticulously gone through. It's our community, it's our people too. And so I say that is, let us right now do what we need to do and let the after action do what it needs to do. But I can tell you that we did everything we can to make sure that we preserve life and protect each other. And so we've already found that some of the false reports on the direction of travel were not correct. We were getting people out of the area. We were forcing people not to go at a certain point down Front Street because it had already gotten too late. And so the efforts were to get people away from the fire and away from the danger.
So they weren't directed down county.
They were not directed toward the danger.
And that's only part of the story. Evacuees have also given us video of southbound lane closures for the highway. The chief of police has not responded to a direct request to clarify what he meant by a false report of a road closure. Jeremy Lee, KITV4 Island News.
Hold up. Are you serious? You see, this, I try not to get too worked up by some of this stuff that's going on, but you did everything you could to preserve human life by, one, not sounding the alarm. You refused to put off the sirens to alert people who may have been asleep in bed that there was a problem, that there were fires headed for their homes. You did everything to preserve human life, yet while these people were fighting the fires, y'all turned the water off on these folks. You did everything to preserve human life, yet when people were in their vehicles trying to preserve their own lives, you stopped them. You stopped them. The people who survived because they didn't listen to the rules. They didn't listen to the roadblocks. They kept on going in whatever direction they chose to ride in. We did everything we could to preserve human lives. No, the exact opposite. You did everything you could to ensure that more people died and that these fires were as destructive as possible. That's why you turned off the water. That's why you cut off every escape route except for the ocean where people literally drowned. You gotta just sit here and let us work and do our jobs. We tried to let you work and do your jobs, and what did you do? You stopped people from surviving. You stopped people from escaping. And then they have the nerve to try to deny that this stuff happened, which makes them look even worse. If you admitted that it happened, which we know for a fact it did, and then you tried to bring up some type of excuse, then maybe you would sound more believable. But the fact that you are denying something that very obviously happened, we have footage. Everyone on the ground is saying the same thing. So by you denying it, it just makes me look at y'all like y'all are even more guilty. That this was done on purpose and now you're trying to cover your tracks. All of this, we did everything we could to preserve human life. How? Show me one thing. Show me one smart move you all made. You didn't do anything. You cut the water off and you allowed these flames to rage as wildly as possible. That's what y'all did. Y'all wanted to ensure that this whole area was wiped out. And in my opinion, y'all wanted to ensure that most of the people who these homes and land belong to were wiped out in the process as well. Whole entire families wiped out. But we want to preserve human life. Show me. Show me. Matter of fact, you all watching this video, find me one example. Find me just one thing. I'm not asking for much. Show me one thing that would suggest that the powers that be, that these officials were trying to ensure that, people weren't harmed by these flames. Show me one piece of evidence. It could be the smallest piece of evidence ever. Show me one thing that would make me believe that they did whatever they could to preserve human life. I guarantee you can't find it, because I damn sure can't. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. As you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon in the next video.